So let's talk a little bit about Waterfront, owning Waterfront, living on the waterfront, and some of the intricacies and complications with it. I chose each one of you to be on my team because you all have life experience on the waterfront, and I believe that your life experience combined with your real estate experience allows us to bring something to the table that other agents may not have. And I think that gives Living Right a distinct advantage in the waterfront world to really showcase what we have to offer here on the Gulf Coast. And that's what we want to bring, is we want people to enjoy this lifestyle that we have, and that's why we call it Living Right. So as far as waterfront properties, I've faced all kinds of things in either whether it's my personal life or the business life, and I think that some of the things that you need to keep in consideration is, what do you want out of your waterfront property? Do you want the sunset? Do you want the breeze? Do you want to have a boat? Do you want the lifestyle, with more temperate lifestyle? And I think that that's something that we've all kind of faced. And I think Brad's faced a couple of these things. And
yes, it's very important to the quality of life. Our property we just purchased, the front of the home faces north, and that is huge in the wintertime. The north breeze blowing. We can set out in the back of our house on the waterfront and enjoy it pretty much year round. In the summertime, when it's 90 degrees, we always have a wonderful south breeze here to keep us cool and stuff like that. So it's a great way of one of the things you need to plan when you purchase your home.
So I chose a little bit different path by actually choosing a property that faces north on purpose. And the reason for that is because I've got a huge boat that I want to protect. And it's really important to me. It's like my child. Sometimes my wife hates that about me, but I love the boat, and I want to protect it. And so I chose that piece of property because it doesn't get the brunt of the storms. And, I know that Kirsten's, a lot of her clients have dealt with, we want to have a cocktail at sunset, and I think that's
who doesn't?
I think that's something that she's faced with her clients.
Yeah, who doesn't want to have a cocktail at sunset? I know I do. If they're looking for waterfront property, you need to know which body of water you're going to be on. There's so many coves and bayous, different bodies in here, and you don't know which way the sun is facing unless you've been here for a while. And if that's important to you, you need to zone in on a sub area and then just wait out till somebody puts their home up for sale.
Right, and that's important because the sun sets in different places, whether it's summer or winter. Mm-hmm. And so if you know where it's going to set, you can have a better determination on where you want to be.
And you haven't lived till you've seen a winter sunset.
Yeah, the winter sunsets in Florida are gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. We'll just find you a house with a panoramic view.
And I think we have some of those, right?
In our pocket.
Now, Georgia's done a lot of condos with us, and condos are particularly special because you're right on the Gulf. You're very exposed, and they have associations and all kinds of different things that make them kind of a peculiar asset or class of waterfront property, and I'll let Georgia speak to that.
Definitely. I have had the opportunity to work with several people to purchase some condos, and I've had several buyers who we've had the opportunity to sell their home and they decided they want to live on the beach. Definitely some things to look out for, such as the homeowners associations, what reserves they have left, what repairs they've done recently, what foreseeable repairs they have in the future, things such as how many parking spots come at certain condos. There's so many fine print rules you have to look at. But once you get them there and they have that view of the Gulf and the sunrise and the sunset, there's not much else that can beat that. So.
Right, and one of the beautiful things about where we live is that our Gulf actually faces south, as our Gulf front properties face south, as Brad alluded to. So the whole reason people started coming down here in the first place was because they got that nice sea breeze, so you can sit on your back porch of the condo and enjoy the condo. But you want to make sure that you get into the right condo, because they're not all created equal and they're not all managed equal, and the age of them is definitely important, and whether they've kept up with those things.